for coming out tonight. When I had heard about what happened here, it was, I believe God put on my heart to just put something together, a simple little moment to stop and not let this go by unnoticed and do a little prayer. Because in the famous words of Martin Luther King, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And the reason why a prayer vigil, there's a true story in the 80s, Washington, D.C. was horribly ridden with violent crime. And they had their hands thrown up in the air, the commissioner, the mayor, there was nothing they could do. And a group of clergy gathered people from all over the world and started a prayer vigil, prayer group. And they would pray consistently in intervals, 8 hours every day. And in less than 2 weeks, violent crime in Washington, D.C. started dropping almost double-digit percentages. You can confirm that, research it on Google, I have, and it's an amazing attestation to whatever your belief is, meditation or a group of people coming together with the same goal in mind of sending out positive energy, it works. And on that note, I'd like to introduce and present to you Reverend Pearson, who will be leading, opening up the ceremony in prayer, and then we will have the mayor with her words. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to this prayer vigil. Source of love and light, creator of all that is good, who established the nations of this world with the vision of a land where people can live together in harmony and peace. Hear our prayer. I lift my voice in prayer to mark the midnight hour. Let this turning point from one day to another be the hinge of hope for all those who need a new beginning. Being touched by the physical healing of the Creator's empowering love, anointed now to new life and joy. Let this fresh start, this turning to light, begin now until it makes the old memories fade. Grace renews the fading soul. We thank you for those who have sacrificed to make this sovereign commonwealth possible. We thank you for the decisions they made, for the faith they exemplified, for the tenacity of their conviction towards the rights of all people, and for the institutions they established. Enable us who are gathered here tonight to be instruments of love and justice, fostering goodwill and peace everywhere, so that others following after us may also be blessed. May our narrow minds rise above our limiting expectations, our fearful hearts stir with certainties of compassion, and our actions witness to peace. May the spirit of renewal perpetually inspire us to know ourselves more honestly and motivate us to care for all others more persistently, that we might grow closer in our relationship to truth. Divine wisdom, we come seeking your guidance in our efforts to work together for peace. We come from diverse ethnic groups, cultures, religions, sexual orientations, abilities, and disabilities. We believe these differences enrich us all to lead us on the path to lasting and true peace, that we may have peace in our hearts, our communities, and in our world. Grant us your peace to resolve our personal, internal, and external conflicts. And may your divine peace, which surpasses all human understanding, flow from us to our community and to our country and on to the world. May we be good stewards of your resources you have given us. Guide us to these resources well in relationship with our world. Help us to give equal respect to all people, women, men, and children of all races, cultures, religions, sexual orientations, abilities or inabilities, in all nations, for all were created in your own image, and we are precious to you. We join hands as sisters and brothers in the community and around the world for world peace, to heal divisions, to break down walls, and to end oppressive systems. Give us grace to join your holy work of making peace on earth as we continue to become all you created us to be. For together we strive to live with loving hearts, open minds, and hands extended. They extend to all of our community, bathed in love of divine wisdom. Keep watch, O Creator. Keep watch over those who work or watch or weep this night, and give your angels charge over those who sleep. Tend to the sick with your healing hand. Give rest to the weary. Bless the dying. Soothe the suffering. Pity the afflicted. Shield the joyous. And do this for your love's sake. Grant that our city and government leaders be open to your leading, that they will seek ways to administer justly amongst the diverse communities of your nation, our cities, our communities, and nations around the world. Eternal Spirit, keep us in touch with your vision for the nation, the world, and our local community, granting us the courage to respond to that vision with a faithfulness worthy of your call and of your love. From this moment on, the change begins. And so it is. Amen.
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 Thank you all for coming here tonight. I'm honored to be here. I'm also honored that our PBSO partners are here representing. And I'm just happy that our community is rallying together. This vigil tonight is bittersweet for all of us. Tonight we remember those who have been the victim of crime here in our city. One such crime that happened just steps away from us, right over there earlier this month. Lake Worth is not unique when it comes to crime statistics. This past year, violent crimes were actually down in our city, while burglaries and larcenies may have increased. But statistics mean absolutely nothing when the victim of a crime is your child, your loved one, your friend, your neighbor. Crime undermines the quality of all of our lives. And as with most failings in society, it's the poorest who suffer the most. People living in deprived areas and who are among the homeless are more than twice as likely to be mugged. Rising crime rates leave people feeling powerless and insecure. And in many places, they worry too that the police have become powerless, remote and distant, unable to deal with the issues that concern their neighborhoods the most. I stand here today to ensure the citizens of this community that Lake Worth is doing everything within its power to protect every member of our community, no matter where they are from, no matter what side of the railroad tracks, no matter what race, religion, social situation. We protect everyone. It is our honor and our duty. We're working hand in hand with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office to increase patrols, create new strategic plans to end violent crimes, prostitution, drug activity, robberies, and more. When I arrived here in Lake Worth in 1998, there were at least 5 known gangs with hundreds of crimes committed locally. Our budget allowed for only about 4 officers per shift to protect the entire city of Lake Worth, with no state-of-the-art resources to help the fight and to fight the growing list of criminal activity in our community. Today, gang activity is almost eliminated. In fact, one of the most notorious gangs was ended just months after PBSO came to our city. They have more than twice the staff per shift. They're on motorcycles, bicycles, on foot, on segways, in helicopters, and even in horseback, protecting us. We've turned a corner here, folks, in Lake Worth. We've made changes for the better. But as recent events prove, our fight is not over yet. Like an army, we have to fight crime in our neighborhoods, not just sit back and let our neighborhoods be taken from us. I was on the phone with a resident recently who was calling, imagine this, to complain about something. when he supposedly witnessed what he described as a drug deal happening outside his home. I asked him if he needed to hang up and call the police. And he said, why? By the time they get here, they'll be gone. I think I fell silent for a moment. And then, of course, he continued on to that other matter. Change happens when we also change our attitudes and our actions. When we put our money where our mouths are, change happens. When we walk the walk and not just talk the talk, change happens. I was told recently about a new PBSO campaign that may go nationwide that began with a discussion with our neighborhood associations, as a matter of fact, right here in Lake Worth. It includes a catchy slogan that reads, "Make the call, y'all." If you see anything in your neighborhood that doesn't look right, make the call, y'all. Drug activity in your neighborhood? Make the call, y'all. Prostitution in your neighborhood?
Make the call, y'all.
A robbery or suspect in your neighborhood?
Make the call, y'all.
I want PBSO's phone system to light up when something happens in your neighborhood. Sorry, guys. We want it to light up. So that we can tell the bad guys that their day is numbered here in Lake Worth, because our people have spoken and we want our city back.
Yes.
It's been proven that if you want to cut crime, you can. With decisive action and clear direction, you can begin the process of urban renewal and improve the quality of each member of the community's life. There's only one caveat. You cannot do it unless the community pulls together. Let's do this thing together, folks, right now, and light our candles and create history right here in the beautiful city of Lake Worth. We can do it, because together we can do anything. God bless you all.
Amen.
I'd like to invite you all to come up
Please come up and,
and light. Oh, we'll have to keep lighting.
yeah, once the quick gets low enough.
And we're lighting each other. Might be easier to just light yours.
Hate to complain that there's a breeze though, right?
I know, really. Ozzy should be in charge with that nice big lighter.
Whoops.
There's often a separation of church and state. We usually don't like to cross the borderline here, but I will tell you this. While I sit here next to you, when two or more are gathered in His name, there's power
Yes.
in that prayer. And we all together share this moment to remember those whose lives have been lost here in our city of Lake Worth. We remember those who've been injured in crimes here in the city. Our hearts, our prayers, our love go out to them, their families, their loved ones. We will never forget them, and we will pray for a beautiful new future here in our city, full of light and love and community and respect. Anyone want to offer anything? Would anyone like to say anything?
Please feel free.
I also pray for those who have committed crimes.
Agreed. Good job.
Excellent. It shouldn't be forgotten. Human beings too. Human beings too.
Pray for their lives and their loved ones. Pray for our city tonight too. The crimes that are committed do not describe our city, do not define our city. Our people define our city. We're so much more than that.
You know, I'd like to thank everybody personally, because this touches home for me. And I think part of why I was so moved was because 15 years ago that could have been me. And I wouldn't have wanted to have been a victim of a violent crime like that and lost my life and not have at least somebody or a group of people stop, and even though they didn't know my name, but God knows his name, but just to stop a moment and acknowledge that his life was important too, no matter what part of the journey of his life he was in, you know. So it's really, thank you all for acknowledging that, and it's beautiful, and of course, I'm not surprised by the faces of the ones who came out, and always our PBSO supporting us in any community initiative that is about positive change in our community, and that is a blessing that we have, because not all municipalities have that. We shouldn't take it for granted.
Thank you all for coming, Mayor. And
Yes, Mayor, thank you so much for taking the time. Yeah, the Saturday
special
evening.
words you said.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Okay.
We close with a moment of silence.
Blew my light out, so I guess that's it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.